Hello guys, it's Shewolf here. So, I did not plan on going live. However, I decided that I need to share this with you guys. So, before we start off, I wrote about why you don't have to heal in order to be successful. Because this is what I see people doing. People are like trying to heal themselves until there is more to heal. And I'm gonna speak about it in a second. So before we start off, guys, let me know, as always, where are you watching from? If you're watching, say hello, let me know the country. And if you're watching the replay, drop in replay in the comments. And today, and this is actually a topic because of me being very, very familiar with patterns and how the mind works and how the subconscious works and how subconscious behavior and everything, all of that works. This is why I'm actually super grateful for the awakening, because now that I look back, I can see how people try to heal from something they don't have to heal. So let me just check if am I being actually live, because I don't see that here. Let's check. So guys, ready for the party, So where am I? Sorry, takes a little while. Yes, I am live. Okay, so guys, let's speak about success and how people typically work around their patterns in order to be successful. So what you guys have seen happening, and today I'm sitting here with a book so I can show you what you guys see happening, especially, well, everyone who wants to be successful, not just in the coaching industry, but everyone who wants to be successful. So what is happening is they are trying to chase these money goals or chase these goals. So it's always something like they are after something, yeah? And here is the thing I'm gonna explain to you, especially when it comes to pattern. People think, oh, I have to feel more worthy, or I have a visibility fear, or I have a fear of rejection. None of that is true. None of that is true. Even when you hear, oh, you have to heal your feminine, you have to heal your masculine, none of that is actually true, because you're trying to heal something that was never broken. And I spoke about it in yesterday's video, where I said the moment you're fully awakened, you see that you just identified with the human avatar and thought that you needed healing. And you as consciousness was never broken. Consciousness was never wounded. Consciousness was always one. It was always whole, and it was always powerful. Therefore, you don't need any healing at all. So, and now I'm gonna explain to you from the let's call it the human awareness, okay? Or how the majority tries to create success, and why these curves exist, and why you actually cannot escape it. So, the typical success curve. So, guys, I see you're here. Say hello. So, the typical success curve is looking like this, yeah? I'm gonna draw it live for you. I'm not a big drawer. So, okay. This more looks like a worm, yeah? So, here we have literally, okay, they start somewhere, then they reach the goal, and then they hit the low, and then they reach another goal. So what happens here is, you see people always receiving the success by pushing through their resistance. Then they celebrate the success. And what happens then is, people call this sabotage. It's actually not even sabotage. It's how life works. It's not sabotage at all. It doesn't have to do anything with you. It's just how the matrix works. And for any of you who is here now who doesn't know what the matrix is what we call life. The matrix is that simulation, the 3D simulation where we are in. So, and this is why they tell you, okay, you have to heal yourself through the resistance So you heal your way up there, yeah? Then you reach the success. And then you reach the success, you celebrate it high because you were able to hold that energy. And then it needs to happen, what people then refer to as the sabotage. And if you have not awakened, and everyone who is trying to heal something has not reached their true self. Why? Because as that consciousness knows it was never broken, it was never wounded, nothing. Yeah. So everyone, if you don't know if you have fully awakened, it's super easy. The moment you try to heal something within you, you are not awakened, because this is just like consciousness was never wounded. So let's go back to the so-called sabotage, which is not a sabotage. Yeah? And now we could even draw this curve differently. And I'm going to show you how, and every one of you, every single one of you has seen the real curve. Yeah. So as said, this is just the 3D matrix. This is just how the matrix works. And now let me show you the real curve behind it. Let's take this side of the book. So I could even draw this differently. So let me draw it. You see, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Who of you guys know what this is? This is the infinity 8. Yeah. So this is why you cannot stop that. So meaning there is no sabotage going on. There is no wounding going on. Nothing. That is just how life works. It's like up, down, up, down. And if we go back to that curve, yeah, when people refer to the curve of that life, which is the curve of the 3D matrix, they then say, oh, you're being resistant. You have to work on yourself, or you have to work on your mindset, or you have to push through that resistance. Yeah. Where was I about? Yeah. And then they chase the money, and then they reached it. What's happening here is they are working a lot. They don't spend a lot of time with their friends. They don't travel much. They don't even enjoy the journey so much because they're constantly in their business. And this is why I don't know, like what else? They are 24/7 working. They are not present with their kids. They're constantly chasing the money, 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 until you lie on your deathbed and said like, oh gosh, what did I actually do in my life other than chasing some success? And the thing is, because of this being the rhythm of the matrix, and I said, if I draw that curve differently, the curve up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So there is nothing to chase. There is no success to chase because there is no mountain to reach. There is no mountain to reach. There is no goal to achieve. There is no end to that. So when you think, oh, I just have to leap to the next level, leaping to the next level, leaping to the next level, you're constantly chasing, and not going anywhere other than like really wasting the time of your life. And I know, let's not call it time because literally there is no time, but you're missing the now. You're missing the present moment of the now. And this is why you then at one point figured out like, okay, where did all my nows go? Like now I paid all these nows away and there are no nows left. And you didn't enjoy that journey. So let me know if you guys have questions to that. And I see Andrea. Yes. So if you guys have questions, you can ask them now there. So, and the reason why this is so, yeah, because this curve alone, there is a cause why this curve is, and there is a cause why people try to heal through the resistance and through the sabotage, which are none of that, is because human mind believes in duality, meaning where there is the light, there is the darkness, where there is day, there is night, where there is love, there is war, where there is success, there is failure. Like people believe in the concept of the duality, and if we, so I should get a billboard or something where I could write on properly, but I hope you can see it. So if we take here we have the bright side of life, and here it is the dark side, yeah? So people try through healing and through all of what they are doing, trying to stay on there, yeah? When in fact that's not even possible. This was never part of the game. Part of the game was this one. Up, down, up, down, up, down. So this is why it doesn't make any sense to constantly try to be on the bright side of life. And if we go even further, yeah, and this is the great thing, because so many people asked me yesterday, after I did my video yesterday, they asked me like, okay, but how do I know if I'm awakened? Well, as I said, if you're still trying to heal your way until your feminine is healed, your masculine is healed, your worthiness pattern is healed, your visibility wound is healed, your mother wound is healed, your father wound is healed, whatever. You don't have to heal anything. And if you're still trying to find yourself healing, this is the surest indication for not being fully awake. So, and now what the great part is, because this is also a question I received, people asked me like, okay, but is life then always amazing for you? Like, is there only good things happening? So, as we know, these ups, downs, ups, downs, ups, downs are not that, because this would implement that time is linear. It's not. It's just not. Everything is in the now. So, this is why we have the infinity 8. So, this means as I am still operating, yeah, as Shewolf, as I'm still operating as well in the 3D dimension in the matrix, otherwise you wouldn't see me here speaking. So, this means also the matrix follows these rules for me as well. But I can stay in that, I can stay and walk through it in bliss. I can stay in that state of bliss. I don't go up and downs with my emotions. I don't have good or bad days where I'm like, oh, today I'm hurting, or today I'm desperate, or today whatever. And for those of you guys who don't know me, or who, I don't know if you have seen it, but for example, I also get asked very often like, oh my gosh, your twin sister died, like just 2 months ago, like how the heck can you feel so good? How the heck can you be so happy? Well, exactly because of the awakening. Exactly because of that, I can be in there, and to be honest, I know how this sounds, but wouldn't it be for that passing of my twin sister, I would not have fully awakened. I would not have gotten my glitch in the matrix, and therefore not being where I am today. And if we go back to that blissful feeling, as we said, I'm also participating in the matrix. And this, the matrix operates on that. You cannot stop that from happening. So stop trying to heal your way to just stay on the bright side of life. It's just not the way how the game is meant to be played, yeah? Because duality, when you are being here, when you're in your state, you don't experience duality anymore. Why? Because you can be fully you. You can be fully expressed. You can be fully in your bliss, because you don't, fucking care if there is a low in your income, or if a client did not sign up, or if you lost your job, whatever, yeah? Because you're very well aware that this is how the matrix works. And I also got a question asked, because someone said to me like, okay, but can you really awaken without the suffering? If you guys are familiar with any, I don't know what kind of religion you belong to, but in every religion they speak about dying, yeah? So your human awareness needs to die if you want to wake up. And this is why I said, as long as you're trying to heal yourself, this is the surest indication that you have not fully awakened. And I cannot, oh my gosh, I swear you guys, this is like my big purpose came through. What I always thought is like, okay, my purpose is like leaping people big times. And this is what I do. Yes, I leap them big times. But my higher purpose, the one I'm like, wow, I'm like, you guys see, I'm on fire. My higher purpose is like to really awaken people into their pure consciousness, because then there is no duality. You get to have the bliss. And as a byproduct, you guys, money then flows in by itself. Success flows in by itself. Everything comes by itself, because you don't have to practice the energy anymore, because you are being the creator, you are being the energy. So there is no more stuff like, oh, now I have to kind of like script my way into feeling good, or script my way out of resistance, or do whatever technique you guys have seen. You don't have to do any of that, because this is your state of being. It's just the state of being. Just as you are in your body, that is then the state of being. And this is the great thing about this. And if you, let me just see, I just took notes. If you, I mean, I'm being honest here. I'm not very religious, okay? I do believe in source. I do believe in everything that I'm telling you guys, but I don't believe in the institution of the church, because it doesn't matter which religion it is, yeah? So, but in the Bible, it says like, the kingdom is for the children. What does this mean? What does this mean? Children, they are very well aware of, oh, life is happening, but I am busy exploring. I am busy playing. I am busy being in the present moment. I am busy discovering things. I am busy experiencing life and experiencing the world. All of that. So, let's say I'm gonna read a little bit through what you guys, if you have questions, shoot them. So what is the alternative? Lenya, if you mean the alternative to what? Like, what is the alternative to what? Can you ask this? Can you ask the question again? Then Kelly is here. Hello, Kelly. So let's say something unpleasant is happening in your business and life. You don't go into drama. Let me see more. You don't go into drama and panic. You keep doing something to come to the bliss state. What is that something for you? How do you access that state of being? You know what? And this is exactly the thing. I don't have to do anything to get into this state. As I said, it is my being. Just like my skin is a white one. It's just its state of being. I don't have to do something for my skin to be a white skin. And this is the great thing about the awakening, yeah? So, and as I said, there are only two ways how you, or literally there are three ways how to really awaken. Either your human awareness is dying, yeah? And this happened for me. And it was not such a, it was not something I would have wished for myself, but I do see the greater purpose behind it. And I do see why it happened. And I do see how my twin sister and I really had that contract. So, because she had to pass in order for me to really awaken. So she actually did me a favor so that I could receive my mission and fulfill that in this lifetime. And this was our contract, yeah? Then, so this is the first one. The second one is, you either go and find someone who is working with ascensions and then check in if you are ready. Or number three, if you look at Jesus, yes, he was lucky he was born this way. So, these are the only three ways how you can awaken. As I said, the surest indication for you is when you're still trying to heal, when you're still trying to be on the bright side of life, of duality, when in fact, duality is not a thing anymore, as the ups and downs of life. This is not you. It has never been you. This is just how the matrix, the simulation has been built. So this is why you don't have to heal, not at all. You get to be in your state of being through it all and just enjoy your life and do whatever the F you want and just enjoy yourself. And as a byproduct, everything will start flowing to you. And this is the thing. People try to do it the other way around. They try to create all that stuff when in fact it's coming anyways with who you are being, with that energy, when you're being in that blissful state, because then you actually don't worry, oh, am I on a high? Or when I'm on a high, I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm very well aware. Now it's all gonna go south. It's just, it has never been you. That's how the matrix is built. All right, guys. So let me see. Are there any more questions? If yes, feel free to ask them in the comments and I'm happy to respond to you. And for everyone, this is why I wrote in the caption, for every one of you guys who hears the poll, I'm gonna start with Trinity Tribe. It's only gonna 3 people, those 3 who are actually ready for that process of the awakening. And I'm gonna share with you how that awakening literally happened for me, because yes, the glitch was there, but then there was a process attached to it, but it didn't take long. It was literally, I would say, it was like 8 weeks maximum. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, like the world needs to do this. So for any one of you where Trinity Tribe, where you feel that pull, where you're like, okay, I'm ready for like waking up. I don't want to do this healing stuff anymore. When you're trying to heal something that was never broken, because it's the matrix is the rule. So this is why you don't have to heal yourself. You see? So if you hear the pull, drop me a DM and then I speak to you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Let's just see. What do you mean you don't need healing? Like not ever? Or is it just not required to succeed? You don't need any healing at all. This is why I said, when you're being your human avatar, think of it, any one of you, who here has ever played Super Mario, the computer game? Who here has played that? Let me know, because then I will give you that example. So if you are familiar with Super Mario game, if you are like me, an 80s child, you will know Super Mario. So if you're playing a computer game, most humans, they think they are Super Mario in the game, when in fact, you're not Super Mario. You're just playing Super Mario, but you are the player. And there is a huge difference. And this is happening with the awakening, meaning that you are able to clearly identify one from the other. And the moment when you're clearly able to what's the English word? To clearly distinguish these two, then you also see that the problem was never you, because you're trying to heal Super Mario, when in fact, it's the world he's playing in that has the ups and downs programmed. Yeah, you see, there is a difference. So, and then Super Mario doesn't have to heal in order to not having to take the down, because the down is part of this game. The down is part of the world or the level Super Mario is in. So it's the matrix that has been programmed this way. Same goes with the up. And we as humans, if we have not awakened, we think like, oh my gosh, something must be wrong with me. I do have a visibility block, or clearly I have something else, because everyone else seems to be successful, but just not me. In this very moment, you are actually identifying with you being Super Mario, and Super Mario thinking like, oh my gosh, like what is wrong with me? When in fact, it's just a part of the level. So you're trying to fix Super Mario when in fact, the simulation has been programmed this way. And as I said, the simulation won't stop having these ups and downs. But as I also said, these ups and downs, if I draw them differently, then it's like up, down, down, up, down. And I do have the infinity 8. So you're playing a game that won't stop. This is why people, they try to heal themselves on the bright side of life, on the better part of the duality, when in fact, you can't. You just can't, because it's like part of the game. It's part of the game. But you get to walk through it all without you having these ups and downs within your system, within your emotions, within whatever you feel at this moment. It's just not happening anymore. Even, I swear to you guys, even if I would, let's say, no, I can give you the example. Like, I'm sitting here 2 months after the passing of my twin sister, and it has been my identical twin. I'm not sitting here grieving. I'm not sitting here like, oh my gosh, like I feel so sorry for myself because of this having to happen. No offense to people who grieve, yeah, because I have grieved a couple of years back for full 3 years, so I know what grieving looks like. But this time, there is no closer person from a soul perspective than my identical twin. We have shared from day one, where our cells kind of started growing, like we spent every second together, every second. So there is no closer bond than that. But I'm sitting here and I'm saying like, oh my gosh, I received the greatest gift because of that, because it allowed me to fully awaken. And now I get to live in pure bliss. I get to live in freedom. And this is freedom of mind, freedom of the emotions, and therefore freedom of the matrix, because you don't play that game with ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. I hope, I'm just gonna look at your comments. Kelly's on fire, I love that. So, and Karima, what is Karima saying? You mean if you separate yourself from Super Mario, you will never experience pain, confusion, hurt, and all, like no negative emotions. So the moment, I say it again, the moment when you're fully awakened, none of that applies anymore, because the pain, the confusion, the hurt, the rejection, the abandonment, everything, all of that comes from you thinking you're a Super Mario. So you think you're a Super Mario, and Super Mario thinks, oh, I got abandoned, or I have this wound, or I am fearing rejection. This is what Super Mario thinks, because Super Mario is part of the matrix. So you see, as long as you don't unidentify from you being Super Mario, and I hope this is like a good example. As long as you still identify with you being Super Mario, this is why you have to heal. This is why you experience pain. This is why you experience resistance, sabotage, all these kind of things. Why? Because they are made in your brain, and your brain is part of your 3D body. And this is why your brain, your 3D body are fully merged in the 3D matrix. Yeah? Does this make sense? So, Kelly says, my entire crown chakra, solar plexus, and third eye are radiating. Ooh, I love that. Carla said she just got the tiny piece. I don't know what you mean. Did you just like kind of jumped on? Then, I'm just on the flow, feeling bliss no matter what happens. Huge aha moment. I love that. Alright guys, so as said, if you feel the call for Trinity Tribe and really unidentifying from all the things you think you need to do, like healing the feminine, healing the masculine, healing this wound, healing that wound, overcoming block after block after block. As I said yesterday, there is a pattern triangle. Unless you don't unidentify, you will constantly have to heal something, yeah? This is, look around in the industry, there are so many successful, not even in this industry, in every industry, there are so many successful people who still, why do we have drug addicts? despite them being famous and having all the money and whatever. It's not about the fulfillment. It's just like they still have these wounds because they are still being that human that, if we go back, that tried to climb mountain after mountain after mountain, and regardless of how high the success has been achieved, they are still trying to find or chase something that was never there. Because every person that you can think of who was or who is successful, they will say, oh my gosh, I thought I will feel happy when I reach that. If I only could make 50K a month, then my life is perfect. Okay, so they do 50K a month. What happens then is they go into a low thinking, oh, something must be wrong with me because I just did a 50K month. So why am I losing it all now? Why is everything kind of like stuck now? Why is everything suddenly hard when I had the momentum before? So they're trying to fix their sabotage when in fact it's not them. This is just how the matrix works. It has to operate on ups and lows, on ups and lows. So they try to, again, heal their sabotage and do all the things, like whatever is necessary, just to then hit a low point in their career and then to do it all over again. Maybe they don't go down to 0, but they might go down, like, let's say this is a 50K month, then they go down to 20K. Then they are like, okay, now I'm working on myself because clearly something must be wrong with my worthiness because why am I losing all that income? So, and then they are down to 20K and then they are like, okay, now I'm fed up, now I'm gonna change it. So they hustle their way up there or they heal their way up there. There are many ways how to climb the mountains. You can run, you can walk, or you can crawl. So they will find a way up there just to be there, 100K, and then they're like, okay, now we need to go higher and higher and higher. And this is why they spend their life constantly chasing goal after goal after goal, money, 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 and not knowing that this game does not stop because they don't know about this. Let's start here, yeah? They don't know about this. They start here and then they are going up and they're going down. They're going up and they're going down. And they're going up and they're going down. And then one day, then they're super famous, super rich, but lonely. Super famous, super rich, but drug addicts. Super famous, super rich, but completely unhappy. Why? Because they were trying to chase something that has no end. And the same goes for patterns. This is why patterns don't have an end. Unless you exit and unplug from that 3D. And the surest way to identify if you have been unplugged is, are you still trying to heal something? Feminine, masculine, money wounds, father wounds, mother wounds, whatever. Like there are so many things people think they need to heal, when in fact, this is Super Mario trying to heal himself, when in fact it's the matrix that has been programmed that way. It doesn't have to do anything with him. All right, so now I spoke a lot, but I'm super passionate about it. As said, for everyone watching, if you want to know what Trinity Tribe is, you can either go into the bio and check it out, or if you already feel the pull and say like, okay, you know what, like I'm done with all that, I'm ready for the awakening, we will need to have a conversation first because we need to see if you really are ready. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I speak to you soon.